Next, we are giving you a function 2x squared minus 3x plus 5, and then we have to find the difference of quotient. So we can break it down into a few steps. We can start with step 1, just doing the top left corner, which is f, the function, plug in x plus h. Which means using this function, whenever you see x, you plug in x plus h. So this is 2 times something square minus 3 times something plus a 5. And when we see x, we replace that with x plus h. Okay, and just be careful, like you have to follow order of operations, meaning you take care of the exponents first before you distribute the 2 in there. So it's very important that you take care of the square, but you don't distribute the square in there, because this actually means 2 times x plus h happens twice. So we can FOIL inside the parenthesis. If you like, you can pause the video and try that on your own, and then check the answer. So we will have x times x is x squared, x times h is xh, and then another xh, and finally plus h times h is h squared. And on the second part, we can distribute the 3 in there, or negative 3 in there. So that will give me negative 3x. And then don't forget to multiply the negative in there, negative 3h plus a 5. So after that, you can see we have a like term here, 1 plus 1. So this is kind of like x squared plus 2 of them, right? 2 times xh, and then plus an h squared minus 3x minus 3h plus 5. And next step, we can distribute the 2 inside the parenthesis to the 3 term. So that would give me 2x squared plus 4 times xh plus 2h squared. And then we are going to have minus 3x minus 3h plus 5. So that's the first step for the part f of x plus h, right? And then we can move on to step 2, just doing the whole top part together. So step 2, we are going to just do the numerator part, which is f of x plus h. Need to subtract f of x, the whole f of x. So we just did f of x plus h, right? So we can copy the answer. 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared minus 3x minus 3h plus 5. And then I need to subtract the whole function, and the function was given to us, right? But don't forget, you're subtracting the whole function, so put this in a parenthesis, because then the subtraction is to distribute to each term, right? You're subtracting all the terms. So I'm going to write out the step one more time. 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared minus 3x minus 3h plus 5. Then distribute the negative inside. That would give me minus 2x squared plus 3x minus 5. So change of their sign, right? And then now we want to check and see if we can cancel anything. So it looks like 2x squared minus 2x squared, right? So that guy can go. And what else? The 3x minus 3x plus 3x, and also plus 5 minus 5, right? So those are cancel, and we will end up with the numerator equal to 4xh plus 2h squared minus 3h, right? That's all the terms we are going to have. That's the top part, f of x plus h minus f of x, right? So that's this numerator. Finally, we're going to put all of this together and do step 3. So step 3, we have what they asked us to do, the division of quotient. So it's going to be f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. So use our answer from step 2 to put it in the numerator. 4xh plus 2h squared minus 3h. All of them need to be divided by h. You can see every single term have an h, and you can cancel one h for each term. Or if you want to, you can factor the top part and pull the h out. Then inside, you're going to have, well, 1h, you have 4x. And then plus 2h to the first power minus a 3 divided by h, and then you can cancel the h part. So the final answer would be 4x plus 2h minus 3. So this is kind of a long process, but it's going to be important for our class. So that's the skills that we want you to practice, okay? So try to practice this a few times. The very last questions ask you to find several things that's important for business math, including cost functions, revenue functions, and profit function. So we did that in the first business math class, and this question say the manufacturer company manufactured its product at a cost of $11 per unit. It sells for $28 per unit, and it has a fixed cost of $29,000 per month. So fixed costs can be like the rent, the salary, but etc. So first of all, hopefully you know, but if not, cost functions will equal to c of x, and then you need to find the sum of the variable cost plus the fixed cost. So that's the cost function. And then for the revenue function, which is R of x, will equal to price multiplied to number of units sold. Okay, and the last one would be profit functions will equal to P of x, which is using your revenue subtracting your cost. Okay, so they ask for these three functions. So the first one, we have c of x is cost functions. The variable cost would be each unit costs you $11, right? Times how many units you're going to make. Adding your fixed cost is $29,000 a month, right? So that's all you need to do. The cost per unit times x plus the number presented to you as the fixed cost, okay? That's your cost function. Your revenue function is R of x. The price for each unit is $28, and you will multiply to x, like how many units you're going to sell, right? And to find the profit functions, P of x, we just need to use the revenue function, which is 28x. Subtracting the cost, you have to be careful because cost function has more than one term, right? So put that in a parenthesis, subtracting 11x plus 29,000, which means you have to distribute the negative inside, right? So this will equal to 28x distribute minus 11x minus 29,000. So P of X will equal to 28 subtract 11 would be 17X minus 29,000. Okay, so that's your profit function. On the competence exam, that's what I will ask you. I think on one of the homework also ask you to find the break-even point. So when you need to find a break-even point, because it's breaking even, right? Basically, it means you set the cost equal to the revenue, so that break even, right? There's another way to find the break even, is setting your profit function equal to 0. So if your profit is $0, then it means you break even, right? So when you try to solve for that, the X value would be how many units you need to sell to break even, and then once you found the X value, how many units, you can plug in like the revenue to find the break-even revenue. So that's how you will do that homework questions. If you have more questions about this, feel free to let me know, okay?